Hello and that's something Terry would say.
Hello.
That's hello, ladies. Hello and welcome, everyone. This is the Xbox event recap. I'm Travis,
I'm Justin.
and this is for those of you that don't normally listen. We have a podcast called Nerds with Mics, and this is just kind of like a little bonus sode. I don't. That's not even a word. A bonus sode.
It is, but I think it might be offensive.
That could possibly be. But we just wanted to hop on here this evening and just kind of give our overall thoughts and impressions of the event that Microsoft held today to show off nothing but games. And, obviously we just wanted to give our impressions and what we thought. We recorded an episode, was it last night or night before last?
Night before last Tuesday.
Yeah, night before last. And
Yeah.
we were all really, really looking forward to this event. And, so, yeah, I think we all have a little bit of mixed feelings, right, Justin?
Yeah, so I think it's fair to say that of the three of us, I am the Xbox fanboy of the group, right?
Yeah.
And I've been defending Xbox for an entire generation. And don't get me wrong, I like Sony and I like what they make. But I feel like I've always had to defend Xbox, right?
Right.
So for weeks there's a subreddit called Gaming Rumors and Speculation or something. All of these insiders have been saying it's going to be a mic drop event for Microsoft. They're going to blow Sony away. And I bought into the hype because these are the same insiders who leaked like everything from the Sony events. Like they have a reputation, right?
Yeah.
Well, then like 2 nights ago, my mic keeps getting in the way. I apologize if you're watching the video.
It looks offensive.
I know. But then like 2 or 3 nights ago, the insiders start saying, well, they might hold back. They might hold back. And I was like, no. Microsoft doesn't have that luxury. They need to go all in right now. And based on what we're about to discuss, I don't think they did that.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I didn't get to watch the pre-show. So would you like to just start maybe with what your impressions were of the pre-show?
So if I'm going to be honest, the pre-show may have been better than the main show.
Yeah.
So
What
we
pre-show
got
did you watch?
Jeff Keighley's.
Okay.
So Dragon Quest 11 Definitive Edition is now coming to Xbox for the first time. It was originally only on PC, PS4, and Switch.
Okay.
It's now coming to Xbox. Highly reviewed game. People love it. And it's going to be on Game Pass. So that's amazing.
That's exciting. I've been wanting to play that game, but not enough to want to pay for it because I don't know if it's a type of game I'd like.
Well, now you don't have to pay for it because you have to pay for Game Pass. But I'm trying to move my mic. I feel like I should have had this in a better position before we started. So
yeah, it's fine. You're just gonna look like you're missing an arm occasionally.
Yeah. So then they showed a Watchdogs Legion trailer, a new trailer, and it dawned on me during this trailer that Watchdog Legions is the Saints Row, but to Watchdogs. Watchdogs 1, I mean. So
Yeah,
like Watchdogs
pretty much.
1 was like serious and gritty, and this one looks almost like a satire on all of that, but it does look good.
Yeah.
Then they showed a trailer. It was a game announcement for Hello Neighbor 2. And I'm telling you now, that trailer even gave me anxiety. Like, it was so stressful.
Really?
Yeah. And then Square came out, and they announced their new game called, I'm going to say this wrong, Balan Wonderworld.
Okay.
And they keep saying it's an action game that has everything. To me, it looked kind of like Kingdom Hearts, but without the Disney license. But the weirdest thing was, after they showed it, and I was like, ugh, what is that? They had like a bunch of YouTube streamers, and they were all like, whoa, this is an Xbox system seller. And I was like, is it? Because I'm not buying it. Like, that doesn't seem good to me. But that was pretty much the pre-show.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I didn't get to watch it. I was working, unfortunately. So I had just waited to take my lunch when the actual event started. So obviously they came out with what most Xbox fanboys would say, guns a-blazing with Halo Infinite. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of the hype that you read into when it comes to Halo Infinite, kind of some of the things people were saying?
Yeah, so there were some pretty big rumors, and I didn't necessarily believe them, but I wanted to believe. You know, I kind of wanted to X-Files this thing. So there were rumors that it was going to be like a third-person action-adventure game. There were rumors that it was going to be the Xbox's version of Breath of the Wild, that it was going to be open world. that there's going to be a grappling hook, and now it turns out only two of those rumors are true. It is open world, and there's a grappling hook. And I got to be honest, the gameplay we saw looked good,
Yeah.
but like you said, it looks like more of the same.
Yeah, so to me, like right out of the gate, and if I wouldn't have known or read ahead of time, I guess afterwards they said that this is supposed to tie up like the story of Master Chief, like it actually takes place after five. If I wouldn't have read that, I would have thought this was a reboot of Combat Evolved
Yeah.
because, Combat Evolved, you come in with a crash ship, you get out, there's like combat immediately, and it just had that very much feel of the original Halo when you first started playing it. It had the ring still because all the games haven't actually featured the Halo ring, right? Like
I don't think so.
yeah, I know that was a big part of the first one. So at first I thought it was just a reboot. And I, like you, had heard, third person, more action adventures style games, stuff like that. And then as soon as the gameplay starts, I'm like, well, this looks like everything I'm already used to, which, the more and more I think about it, like if this ends up being the game that's supposed to tie everything together and end this story for Master Chief, maybe that's why they didn't want to change the formula. Maybe they want to save that formula for maybe a spinoff type game.
Yeah.
I expected maybe some of the changes to be kind of like Destiny like changes where you're like questing with a group of friends. Now, I guess it is supposed to be an open environment and it's not as linear. It's more like open map. You have different quests all over the map. And I guess you're also going to be able to upgrade Master Chief's armor.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it has a little bit of RPG elements to it, but I don't necessarily think it was the radical change that you and I probably was hoping for.
Yeah, especially ushering in this new generation, kind of being the flagship series for Xbox. It's so hard to say without actually being able to play it. We didn't even get to see multiplayer. I'm sure there'll probably be a battle royale mode or something. Um, but I kind of wanted like a major shakeup. Like I want it to be different than anything they've ever done before with Halo. I know it would have made a lot of people mad, but I don't know. I think they need it.
Yeah, yeah, no, I absolutely do. I think the one good thing uh, that this game has going for it is it's going to be a launch title with the console, and I know for some fans that'll be a console seller for them because they're such big Halo fans.
Yeah.
So
Well, let's talk about that because it was either in the chat with you and Terry or it was in the chat that I have going on with Connor and Greg. I was talking about how is there a need to buy an Xbox Series X because all pretty much all of the games they announced today are already on Steam. You can
yeah,
pre-order them on Steam or on if you have Game Pass, you can download them on the Xbox app for your PC. So
is Halo Infinite coming out day one on PC as well?
I believe it is. It's already on Steam. Like I think you can pre-order it now, or there may just be a store page up.
See, I understand like they're trying to do that for the fans, but from a business standpoint, it doesn't really scream that you want to buy a new Xbox.
So I was reading some speculation about the. I keep moving this mic, and I'm so sorry.
You're
The
fine.
people listening.
I got a cat in front of me, so it's
Yeah.
okay.
So the people online were discussing how Microsoft. It's for them. It's not about hardware. That's why they're making all of their new games available to play on Xbox One and Series X.
Yeah,
It's about getting people into that Xbox ecosystem. That's
yeah,
why the Xbox app on PC is so good. I guess if it works, that's great. You still need games to lock down
yeah.
to that ecosystem. But yeah, I mean, I went from Xbox One or Xbox Series X on day one to getting both to now I may not even get the Xbox Series X because I have a gaming PC.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm right in the same boat with you. I will say if anything is a console seller for Xbox at this point, and not just the Series X, is for those that don't have a gaming PC. I feel like a console seller could be Game Pass.
Yeah,
Honestly, I
Game
mean
Pass is great.
it's such a good value, and it's such a good business model, and I think it's such a good thing like for customers that like to me like we kind of talked about it, I think, on the last episode of how much PlayStation Now is not anywhere close to what Game Pass is. But for somebody that has kind of a budget and wants to get as many games as they can for a certain amount of money, I think Game Pass is a great option. I think that's one of the biggest things that Microsoft has for going right now because correct me if I'm wrong, but even though you can get Game Pass on PC, not every game that's on Xbox Game Pass will be on PC, and not every game that's on PC Game Pass will be on Xbox, right?
Yeah, typically the Xbox, like the Microsoft first party games are. But like, I'm trying to think of an example. I know
Like
that the
third party ones may not be there, right?
yeah, they are pick and choose kind of. And like, let's take Flight Simulator that's coming out in August. I think
Right.
August. It's only going to be on PC
Yeah.
for Game Pass.
Yeah, and like third party titles, like say Final Fantasy 15 will be on Xbox, but that's not going to be on Game Pass for PC, right?
Most likely not, but it could be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just kind of, I guess it's up to the developer.
I'm actually really excited for. I know it's off topic, but the flight sim. I'm actually really excited. It's supposed to be huge.
Yeah, it looks amazing. There's been
Yeah,
some
yeah,
gameplay leaks this last week, and I can't wait to play it.
yeah. So enough about Halo. So moving on, I think after that we got. I think there was a video for. I don't think it went straight to Forza Motorsports, but I do believe there was a cinematic trailer for State of Decay 3, right?
Yeah, and State of Decay 1 was one of my favorite games from Xbox 360.
Yeah,
It was incredible. And then State of Decay 2 was rocky. It
yeah.
didn't launch well, had some pretty serious bugs. But they fixed those bugs, but I don't think they've been able to bring that audience back. The
Yeah.
trailer for this, the trailer,
It,
it's a cinematic trailer, it looked incredible.
it was intense.
It was. It was very good. I don't know. I mean, it'll be a Game Pass game, so I'll play it, but I don't know if it would be a game I would buy. I mean, we haven't even seen gameplay yet, so I don't know.
Right, right.
They need to fix the way co-op is done because right now, if you come to my game and you do all
Oh,
this stuff and
yeah,
upgrade all this stuff, you don't get to keep any of it. So why would
yeah.
you want to play if you can't keep your stuff?
Yeah, that makes it very difficult. I know games like The Division typically does that pretty well, where you get to keep your own stuff.
Yeah.
So
And
you
your
know,
story progression carries over in the
yeah,
division. And it doesn't
yeah,
do
yeah,
that for State of Decay. They need to
yeah. It does.
really they need to improve
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and I think they have that same problem with Far Cry, don't they? Which I don't know why they've. I don't know
Yeah.
why they haven't fixed that, because that is very frustrating.
Yeah, it's I don't get it. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Far Cry New Dawn may have been fixed
Okay,
because you're
okay.
playing. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. I didn't put a lot of time into that game.
Well, hopefully in Far Cry 6, they fix that, because that's
Yeah.
a big issue. So after that, I do believe we got maybe Forza Motorsports. I'm not really sure what order all these things happened, but I
Yeah.
know that
So
they,
far, you're in order.
yeah, yeah. So this was for Motorsports, not Horizon. Now, does Motorsport, is it also done by Playground, or is that a different developer that does that?
Oh God, I think Turn 10 or
Yeah,
something like
Turn
that.
10.
Turn
Yeah,
10
yeah,
does
you're
the
right.
motorsport, and then Playground Games, which we'll hear about here in a little bit,
Yeah,
does
yeah, yeah.
for Forza Horizon.
I'm not going to say we called it, but
Yeah, I think the whole world called it though.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we
Uh,
got like a cinematic Forza trailer, and did they say how far away until it came, or how
is
far out
it?
it was?
Is yeah, I don't think, because they did a pretty good job of being very cut and dry as far as like world premiere or launch day title. Like they were
Yeah.
very clear. This one I don't believe is going to be a launch date. I'm going to say that like this is probably going to be spring if I had to guess, probably, but I don't really know for sure.
Okay.
What other game did we get after that?
After that, we got the game from Rare called Everwild, which I am
I,
super intrigued about. Like,
Dude, yeah, I was watching that, and at first, what was funny is because of the thing we're going to talk about at the very end, I
mhm.
kept looking for these like little things to be like, oh, this is it, this is it, this is it. And when this trailer came on, I was like, oh man, this art style's different, but this could be it. Because I was like, Rare could switch it up a little bit, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a Monster Hunters game. I don't know if it's like a Pokemon like game.
It looks
I
like
don't
it's going to
know.
be
Maybe this is their Breath of the Wild type game. I don't know.
maybe it did kind of give me that vibe, and like the way they were able to heal that animal, and it looked like it'd be like a very spiritual game.
Yeah. Now this was from Rare, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm super intrigued. I was kind of hoping that we'd see a little bit of gameplay to see like what type of game it is, but it was really just a cinematic. But it's one that looks very intriguing and one I'm excited for.
Yeah.
So
The next game we had was a game called Tell Me Why, which it's like a first party single player narrative game,
yeah.
which is something Microsoft desperately needs. But I got some Life is Strange vibes from it. Did you?
Yeah, that's the one that was the characters looked like they were the loading screens from Grand Theft Auto, right? Like they were hand drawn. Is that how they looked, I think?
Oh
Was that
no,
this
no,
one?
that was a different one.
Oh, okay.
That was As Dusk Falls. This was the
Okay,
one with
well,
like the brother and sister,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
That's the game I was thinking about. I was trying to tell somebody, I was like, "Oh, this reminds me of the Square Enix game that is a real big hit." And yeah, that's the one that I was thinking of What's the name of it again?
Tell me why.
Yeah. Well, I meant the game that you compared it to.
Oh, As Dusk Falls. Oh, Life is Strange. Sorry. Whoa,
Yeah. This
my
is
bad.
we're all over the place. Yeah.
We are.
Yeah, like which Life is Strange is really really good. It was kind of like that coming of age story and like a lot of crazy stuff happens.
Yeah.
At first I thought, well, what if it's the new um Alan Wake at first?
Oh yeah. Did you
Yeah.
play Life is Strange?
I played like the first full set, but I didn't play anything after that.
One of the people in Mythic Quest is the voice of the girl in that.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, and also she does Aloy in Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, that's the video game tester, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Um,
Now, the next game that we got was from Obsidian Studios, which is the same people that do the game that's like Fallout in space. What's it called?
Outer Worlds,
Yeah, the Outer Worlds.
which we did get some Outer Worlds DLC today.
Yeah, what'd you think of that? It had a
Uh,
very much Bioshock feel to it, kind
I
of.
literally wrote Bioshock slash Fallout vibes in my notes, and then
Yeah,
that was before they revealed what it was, and then
yeah.
in my notes I said, "Oh, that's because it was the Outer Worlds DLC."
Yeah. That's a game that I really want to dive into.
Me too.
I think after I finish up Last of Us 2 and then I finish up the Ghost of Tsushima, I think I'm really going to try to get into that game cuz
Side note:
I
Did you
yeah.
make any progress on Last of Us Part Two?
No, no, no. I got some stuff going on with my TV. There's nothing wrong with my TV, but I got a lot of stuff I'm changing around, so I'm finishing that before I get back into it.
Okay.
But I'll probably start back out on this weekend actually. But yeah, so the game that we got from the same studios that does the Outer Worlds is a game called Avowed, which to me kind of looked like almost like a Skyrim type game. I mean, we didn't see
It did.
much gameplay, but we did see somebody like wielding magic in one hand and then like a sword in the other, and it was
Yeah.
first person. It's kind of like Skyrim and The Witcher together almost.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it looked good. I mean, it's hard to tell like how it's going to translate to gameplay, but
Yeah.
the trailer we got was interesting, and I'm definitely intrigued. They also made Grounded,
Oh, it's the same studio.
yeah, which was a really funny trailer.
I'm actually really excited for that game. It comes out next week, is that right?
Yeah, Monday or Tuesday, I think.
Now, is that going to be Game Pass on Xbox or also PC?
Hopefully both.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know
because
it's
it
on Xbox.
now it's co-op survival, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like Rust and Ark, but instead of dinosaurs and naked people, it's bugs.
So you can
Which
tame the bugs as well.
I don't think so, but I hope that's on their roadmap.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I played the beta and it is stressful.
Really?
Um, yeah, like it's got these kind of cutesy graphics, but like the second you get near a spider, you're effed. Like it's gonna get you. And then like when night comes and you can't see anything, it's
Do you have to
terrifying.
basically hunker down for the night?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's
Is the building mechanics decent?
Yeah, they're okay. The beta was only 30 minutes, so I only got to dabble in that a little bit. I crafted a ton of tools, but I didn't get to build a whole lot.
Because I mean, I haven't played a ton of survival games, but I love the building in the forest. Like, I really like that game. And then also Green Hell, like
Green
that's
Hell's
very
great.
much like the forest as well. So,
Yeah,
so yeah. Um, well, I had no idea that was Obsidian Studios as well, man. That studio is like doing a lot of stuff.
yeah.
So, what do we get next?
That was when we got As Dusk Falls. That was the one that kind of looked like a cell shaded
Yeah,
novel kind of thing. It was very interesting. I assume the whole game's going to be played out like in still shots.
yeah. It had a very much a Telltale Games feel to it. I
It
thought.
did. It looked
Uh,
very good though. Like I
yeah.
love story driven games. Like I love the Quantic Dream games, so I'll probably love that.
Yeah, yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be a really good. And I think that's one thing that's been missing from Xbox is heavily story-driven games. So I think that'll be a welcome title as well. The next one, I do believe, a game that I never played on the original Xbox, but I know was kind of a cult classic, was Psychonauts.
Yeah, and we got Jack Black in the preview to sing a song.
I know, right? That was something I did not expect. Which I know
Yeah,
he's a big gaming nerd, so probably made sense. I didn't know for the longest time he has his own gaming channel on YouTube.
Jablinski.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
which is really cool. Did you play Psychonauts?
I did not know, but this one I'm interested in. I did read one comment that said, "I hope they pack my Xbox Series X full of mushrooms." So
Yeah, as I was watching that, somebody that was watching with me made the exact same comment that they just feel like they couldn't imagine if they were playing that game if they were high.
Yeah.
because it looks like a trip for sure.
Oh, I'm sure
I,
they were.
yeah, I know a big announcement we got. Not that we want to see this go the same way as Grand Theft Auto being put on 17 different consoles, but Destiny 2 Beyond Light, which is the newest expansion. Not only that, but also Destiny 2 as a whole with all DLC is hitting Game Pass, which is huge.
That is huge.
And then I think they also gave a little preview about playing it on mobile using the cloud service, right?
I did not catch that part.
Oh,
I,
well, maybe I made that up in my mind, but
Maybe it's possible that they did. I just didn't catch that part.
yeah. And are you all caught up on Destiny DLC?
I think I
Because I
am.
know you got back into it. Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I
I,
think I'm caught up.
yeah, I got to play the last DLC that came out, but I'm pretty excited about that. The fact it's coming to Game Pass, that's going to be a huge title for them to have.
Yeah.
That's going to be really good,
Yeah.
especially for um, what's the Google gaming platform?
Stadia.
Yeah, so Stadia, I know that's supposed to be their big hitter that they have is Destiny. So I think Microsoft having that on Game Pass will be a good move.
So like Stadia, I want to sidebar here for a second. Stadia seems like an epic fail for me. They should just release an app for gaming consoles so people can play PC games
I've
on the
felt the
cloud.
same. Yeah, I felt the same way about Steam putting an app on consoles as
Yeah,
well.
there is one on Apple TV. Did you notice that?
A Steam?
Yeah, there's a Steam remote links where you can play like stream your PC games to your Apple TV.
Is it free?
Yeah, there's also an Xbox one, but it's not official. But it's one that I used to use on my iPad.
But the Steam one works pretty well.
I haven't tried it. I assume it would. It's just the
Well,
official.
I'm getting
It's
ready to move my gaming PC in the living room, so I'll have to try that out once I get it in there.
yeah.
That's really cool. All right, so what do we got next?
Stalker 2, which we got a pretty neat cinematic trailer. This one was labeled as an Xbox launch exclusive.
Yeah, it. All I can say is two things. One, it very much to me had a Crisis feel to it,
It did.
and then two, it made me just want a Splinter Cell game.
Yeah.
I never played the Stalker game, the first one. Did
I
you?
didn't either. No.
I didn't know anything about it. And then they had this. I thought they were wrapping up the show because they had this whole thing where they were showing all these different diverse gamers and developers and just all these little blocks and stuff like that. And then next thing you know, it just goes into a Tetris game, and I'm like, what?
That's when I face palmed myself and I said, "This is rock bottom."
I was like, what is this? You're touting you got a new Tetris game. All right.
Guess what, guys? Pong 2.
Yeah. I think I
Oh
would
my
have been
God.
more excited for Pong 2, to be honest.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I was very surprised that they decided to showcase a Tetris game at this event. That's
Dude,
something that you release a small trailer for and don't really even publicize it.
or something that you put on the preview show.
Yeah, the pre-show exactly.
Uh,
Oh, go on. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, so the next one, I've not played a ton of Warhammer games. Have you?
I played the Warhammer Online, which is nothing like this game.
Yeah, and then there's also Verntide or whatever it's
Yeah,
or yeah,
Vermintide or something like that. Yeah,
yeah, and we got a new Warhammer game, right? Coming
yeah.
out?
It's Dark Tide, which looked good.
Now is this is an exclusive?
I don't recall. I didn't write that note, so I don't want to say.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I thought it looked really good. Like they were showing some gameplay, and then all of a sudden a Warhammer title popped up. I was like, interesting.
That doesn't make any sense. Or maybe it
Yeah,
does if we follow the story. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited for that. Now, the next one you'll have to kind of refresh me on because I can't remember what that one is.
Which one is it?
The median.
The Gunk?
Oh, I had the medium.
Oh, I had the Gunk next, which was looked
Oh,
like a fun third-person shooter, space shooter,
oh,
kind
that's
of.
the one that had the female lead with the robotic arm thing.
Yeah. It looked pretty good.
Yeah.
And then we did have the medium, which was like I don't know if it's gonna be one person controls the person and every action
Oh, that's the split screen
is
where
the
there's like a
same.
dark version of like a
It's like Stranger Things, yeah, like
yeah.
the real world and the upside down, and like everything you do, you're doing the same thing in both worlds. I don't really know how that's gonna work.
I wonder if they
They
could do it
know.
like a way out.
Oh yeah, if it's two players, I don't know if it is. It kind of
Yeah.
made me think that like only one person was controlling this
You're just
lady.
seeing it as from two different points of view type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. The gunk did look good, by the way. I meant to say that. It had a very much kind of like a. What if it's going to be kind of like a Metroid slash like a Mega Man type game? That'd be kind
oh,
of neat. Where
that'd be fun. Yeah,
you're It kind of reminds me of the game that came out on Xbox. It was supposedly going to be a huge deal, Recore, and then it didn't end up doing much.
Yep. That is a was that a rare game also?
I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
yeah.
then we got a PSO2 New Genesis, which I'm not crazy about, but people are, and that's great that they're getting that, whatever
You
that
know,
is.
Fantasy Star Online 2, like just 2, it took 8 years to come from Japan after it was released.
Have you played it?
I have not.
It's
No,
not.
I don't typically do like very like Western games like that,
Yeah.
but the people I know that play the game love it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. But it was after this where they gave us the prize of the day.
Wait, you don't want to talk about Crossfire X?
I didn't write Crossfire X down for some reason.
Oh, okay. That's
My
fine. It
bad.
was no. I had never heard of a Crossfire game, and then I saw the trailer, and then Jared was sitting there.
What the heck
Uh,
is this? Terry just tweeted. It says, and I quote, oh, where'd it go? God,
oh no,
stupid internet. Hang on.
oh no, is it something stupid?
I think it is. I'm probably gonna feel attacked.
Is it about Xbox?
It says all the Xbox Xbox, all of the Xbox fanboys after another disappointing event. And it's just some kid losing his mind, throwing a fit.
Is that how you feel?
No, I don't feel like
Okay.
that at all. But so
Yeah,
Terry's wrong.
yeah.
Glad he couldn't make it for this.
Well, anyways, so Crossfire X looked decent. At first, I thought, like, what if this is Microsoft SOCOM? But I'd never heard of Crossfire, so I have no idea.
No.
But like you said, so the thing that I was looking for throughout the entire event that there was rumors about,
We've
what
been
was
talking
it?
about this game since we started this show.
I'm pretty sure we have.
Like 4 years ago, that's how long we've been wanting this game. More than 4 years, but we've only had this show for 4
We
years.
even talked about what developers would be good to make it, and I think Playgrounds was one of the ones we mentioned.
Yeah, they finally gave it to us.
They gave it to us.
They gave it to us.
Raw
And that
dogging.
is- you tell them what it is. I mean, they know. People that are listening to this have already seen the show, probably.
Well, what I will say is what's funny is when I was watching it,
Did you
Jared
say
didn't-
raw dogging?
No, I didn't say that. That's weird. Why would I
Yes,
say
you
that?
did.
But I was watching with some people, and like Jared had left the room and then came back, and it was after the trailer had dropped, and we tried to convince him.
Yes.
We said they just showed Fable, and he's like, no, they didn't. And
Oh
like
my
for 2 hours, he was like, no, they didn't. You're lying. And then
Just search on your
we
phone,
went to
Jared.
we finally went to lunch, and I showed him the trailer, and he was like, man, I'm sorry, I was a total asshole. But yeah, we finally, now keep in mind, it was like a 15 to 20 second like cinematic.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they said in-game engine. It was completely cinematic. Like, but it was a very Fable like. As soon as the guy came in and started narrating, I'm like, this is Fable.
it. Yep, this is it.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of, was it Fable 3? You played all the Fable games, right?
Yeah.
So at the beginning, I think it's Fable 3 where the chicken like comes in and like you see the chicken almost get killed and he's like going through all this crazy stuff.
I think so.
It had a very much feeling with the little fairy flying along just to only get eaten by the frog at the end.
Yeah. So whenever they started showing it was like very scenic, I was like, is this Fable? Like, come on. And then when it popped up and said Playground Games, I was like, yes, it is Fable.
Yeah, dude.
I was so happy.
Now,
I'm ready.
We
My
think
body
this is
ready.
going to be a reboot or a sequel.
I don't care. I just want whatever it is in whatever state it's in, give it to me.
I want it to be, if the story can be told and be good enough, I'd like for it to be a sequel. The only reason being is maybe by having a sequel, it might force them to remaster the original 3.
Ooh, yeah.
And
I would
release
love the
those
first one with
and
better
release
mechanics.
those before, like even as a trilogy. Could you imagine that as a trilogy? You just buy all together, like that'd be great. But yeah, we got Fable, and I
Finally.
can't be more excited. I'm willing to bet this is going to be holiday next year. What do you think?
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
yeah, because I don't think we're going to see probably gameplay until probably around E3 time next year, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
But it's at least been announced. It had a very much new Elder Scrolls game feel to it when they just dropped the trailer just to say, hey, we're working on it.
It exists
It does exist.
on paper. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I was pretty excited about that. I was kind of surprised. Like I knew we talked about Playground games, but I also thought Rare could have been a really good candidate for
Oh
doing
yeah,
it as well. So
absolutely. I thought that it could have been them as well.
yeah.
Um,
Was there what do you have anything else to add about Fable?
mm-mm.
Was there anything that we didn't get you would have liked to seen, other than obviously the changes in Halo that we talked about? Was there anything, either a specific game or something that you wish they would have addressed?
I was looking for that. I was looking for the next new IP system seller,
Yeah.
and I don't think that's even like in their plans.
You're like, I don't even think it's up their sleeve.
Yeah. I was also kind of hoping for that rumored Perfect Dark reboot.
Yeah.
But that's still maybe in play. The Coalition, which is, or is it the Initiative? I'm getting all these stupid names mixed up on who's what. There's a developer that they have acquired or created with a bunch of like Naughty Dog developers and a few others from other companies, and they're working on something big. And it was known that it wasn't going to be here today. So that might be what I just described, the new IP
Yeah.
system seller. But who knows? It's probably going to be Tetris.
I really want to see, and it has nothing to do with Microsoft per se or exclusive, but I really want to see something from BioWare. We haven't got anything from BioWare in quite some time.
Anthem.
No, I'm talking like I'd like a new Dragon Age. I'd like a new Star Wars game, like something.
I don't think we're going to.
I just feel like after they've suffered the loss of a terrible Mass Effect game, I just feel like they just folded. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It kind of stinks.
it does. Hopefully they'll come up with something. Hopefully
I
they
was,
could fix Anthem.
yeah, I was
Anthem was
honestly,
fun.
yeah. Now I know this was more about their exclusives and stuff, but I was really surprised we didn't see anything about Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I mean that. I don't think we were ever going to though.
Yeah,
All of these are either launch exclusives or exclusives.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I was scrolling through Facebook today, and like somebody, I follow that Nintendo Switch group, which I think you follow as well. If not, I know Terry does. But somebody had put they photoshopped a picture of Halo on the Switch, and they said, how many of you all would have lost your mind if they would have announced this today? And I think what they're alluding to is the streaming from cloud on the Switch, like Xbox games. Which
Yeah, we got no mention of XCloud or anything. There's
yeah,
a lot of which I know it's called the Xbox Game Showcase. So I guess that makes sense. Maybe we'll get an Xbox Services Showcase here in a month or so. But
so let me ask you something. If you're Sony, and I know you're an Xbox fan, but if you're Sony, are you worried at all?
no, and in fact, if I was Sony, I would have announced our pre-order date today.
Oh, dude, that would have been that would have been a good time to do it.
Yeah, no, don't put pre-orders live. Just say, oh, by the way, next Friday they start. Go ahead, get
Yeah.
ready.
Do you think? Now I know Terry had said it. I think when we recorded last time, that does Sony have another event slated
Rumored for August 6th.
August 6th? Okay, because I know that there was a lot of rumors saying that they didn't necessarily reveal everything that they had just because they knew that Microsoft was going to kind of counter what they announced.
Yeah.
So I'm anxious to see. It's hard for me to even remember what all got announced at the Sony, but I think Sony was not just exclusive, like not just Sony titles. It was a mixture of everything, right? I can't remember.
I can't either. I just really remember Horizon, and I remember, oh, they had Bethesda, they had Deathloop.
Yeah. So
they had a few other companies there.
yeah. So just for me, some of the highlights, just after we went through the whole list, I would say Halo, I could take it or leave it, honestly. I am excited to see State of Decay 3, what it can bring, because the trailer was great. Fable, obviously.
Hey, think about that trailer, though, and think about how good the Dead Island trailer was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is true. That is very, very true.
That's one of the best trailers I've ever seen to one of the worst games I've ever played.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But obviously, I'm excited about Fable. I'm not a huge Forza Motorsports fan. I'm more of a Horizon fan.
Same.
I mean, I will probably own it just to see how pretty it is and how many different photos I could take.
Game Pass, man.
Yeah.
We'll all own it.
Yeah. That's one thing. Yeah, it's worth mentioning. So everything they talked about today is going to be on Game Pass day one.
I
So
think
that
everything. Was it everything, or was it just? I don't
No,
know.
it's everything.
Okay.
And I think that's a huge. I know that we talked about the showcase being kind of hit or miss on some stuff, but one really cool thing to mention is everything they did announce today is going to be on Game Pass day one. That in itself is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I think overall it was an okay event. Did it blow my socks off? No.
No.
Could have been better, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think it honestly, for me personally, it fell kind of right where I expected it.
So it didn't for me. It was underwhelming for me.
You had a lot of hopes, dude.
I did. I mean, why wouldn't I? Their backs up against the wall. They've acquired every studio that they possibly could, and I feel like I mean, I'm sure that everyone's, and they did say this is like 9 of the 16 developers.
Yeah,
So, I mean, there's 7 developers out there that have games that we haven't seen. So, I don't know. We'll
yeah,
see. It's
yeah,
still early, but they both have now shown first exclusive game content. So, the arrow is pointing towards Sony at the moment for who is winning. And
yeah.
we still need to know price, pre-order dates, maybe any features we're unaware of. Um, yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of unknowns, but right now, as far as games go, Sony is leading.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the next showcases from both companies. I'm hoping we get more console features, like dive in a little deeper to that, talk about price, talk about pre-orders, also show off the interface. Like I
Yeah,
want to start to see what these consoles can actually do and what they're going to look like.
yeah,
You know, Sony's been talking about this solid state, but like I want to see it in action. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I'm pretty. Oh, I also was told today. I haven't read to confirm myself, but I guess the PlayStation, the way the SSD works, is you're going to have to just upgrade to a bigger solid state. That external storage isn't going to be supported.
that's a bummer.
That is a bummer if it's true. I'm wondering if it's going to be that way for all games or just PS5 games.
I don't know.
But yeah, so I imagine that's going to suck real bad because the games aren't going to be small. I'll tell you that.
No, they're not. Not unless they find a way in the next few months to compress them a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah. So was there anything else you want to add?
I think that's it.
All right, everyone. Well, we appreciate you listening in. We would love to hear your thoughts on what you thought of the event today, whether it was good or bad. So make sure to comment and also share this episode. So until next time, we will catch you on the next one. Later.
Until next time, we'll catch you on the next one. I like it.
God, I felt so cool saying it, and then I just botched it.
All right, bye.